Welcome back to the channel where today we're back working on my 59 Viking swapped onto an '03 Dodge frame. Now, if you saw in the last video, we got the cab mounted, or so I thought. I built kind of a cab frame that would bolt to the bottom of this cab and then adapt it to work with the factory Dodge mounts that are on this frame. Now, I like the way it sat, like everything was in a good spot. The height seemed perfect. It seemed really good. Then I went ahead, off camera, I hung the front fenders and the rod support is hanging in there too. And I kind of realized that my cab situation is probably not going to work where I wanted it to work. So if we come up here, I have my mechanical fan off now finally, so I can kind of see exactly how much room I have up here. But the issue I'm running into is where these frame rails are. Now, the cab, I have it lifted up 1.5 inches higher than what it was last video. So it's 1.5 inches higher than where I wanted it to sit. But what that's doing is bringing my frame rails down in the body to being in a better spot, because you can see the bottom of the grill is supposed to go along here. And then when my frame rails were, well, 1.5 inches higher, I mean, they were cutting into a good chunk of the grill. And I was thinking it was probably going to become an issue. Not to mention my room for a radiator is very tough because I don't think I can fit the Dodge one. Because of the steering box being down here, I have to be above the steering box with the radiator. So I can't run the full length Dodge one that comes down here. I need to run something shorter. And like I only have this much room to work with. So by lifting the body 1.5 inches up, it gave me a little bit more room up here at the top. So I could run something a little bit taller. Still haven't figured out what radiator that's going to be. After a little bit of research, I found a 2nd gen Dodge might work, but I think it's a little bit too wide to fit in between here and here. Like I think it's a couple inches too wide. The early Duramax radiator is also an option. I haven't seen like true dimensions that I can trust yet. From what I see, I think it might actually fit, but then the thing with the Duramax one is they have a pressurized surge tank that I'd have to run. They don't have a cap on the radiator, which is kind of what I wanted. Another option is the OBS radiator out of a GM OBS with a 6.5 in it. That one's still a thick radiator because it's a diesel. And I think it's narrow enough to fit in here. That's also an option. But again, like I don't have any of these radiators to try and fit. So I kind of have to take a chance and find one based on dimensions and then try to make it work. And then the other issue is trying to run electric fans. I'm only gonna have a couple inches really to run electric fans. So I don't know what kind of slim fans I can find. Obviously I'll have to make my own shroud, but if I can find slim dual fans, that would be great. But yeah, anyway, we're kind of running into some issues here. So I have it lifted up 1.5 inches, like I said. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to try and get this fit in here. Because right now, from what I see, I don't think I can run any of this factory rad support. I think it's all going to get in the way. And from what I've seen, the way the hood comes up on this, it comes up really steep and then flattens out. So I've seen a lot of guys, to fit the rad, they actually end up cutting majority of this out, if not all of it actually. I'd like to keep it so I can keep my hood latch in the right spot, but if I can cut, 2 inches out of this, I think that'll give me, well, a little bit more room anyway. So that's kind of where I'm at now. I'd like to get the rad support out and preferably this piece out, but that means I need this in here to actually hold the fenders together to set the distance that I'm at. So to fit this in here, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna cut these mounts off because I can't use them anyway. They're past the body, so I can't use them. So I'll cut these off. I think I'm gonna leave the frame rail for now. Obviously it's going to have to get cut down, but I'll leave it for now. And then I'll cut whatever I have to out of here. It's probably gonna be something like this, just to fit around the frame rail for now. So I can bolt this in, and then once all this is out of there, I can have a pretty good idea of how much room I'll actually have for a radiator and a fan setup. so we got those rad sport mounts cut off. Then I notched out this bottom header panel, if you want to call it that. Notched that out to fit her on the frame. I lowered the cab a little bit to kind of lift the front end up to get this thing to clear, because I really don't want to cut any more than this out of here, because this right now is just covered by the bumper. I'm going to mount the bumper probably around here. So you really shouldn't see this, but to go any higher, I have to really start cutting into this, and I don't want to. So I just kind of left that the way it is, made it work for the time being, and then I put the grill in here just to kind of see what kind of room we have. And we might actually be okay. If I can get a rad that's short enough, but wide enough for adequate cooling. Like, I have a decent amount of room down here. Just the way the grill is kind of, like, it goes out that way. Hard to show, but I have a little bit of room down there, and then as you come up, the grill goes this way, so you have quite a bit of room up here actually. So if I get the right radiator, I think I can fit it in here, and then I can probably fit a condenser in this gap right behind the grill. So basically like right in this top couple of rows here. So it might be a tricky condenser to try and find, but I think we can probably make something work there. The only thing is now I don't have an actual rad support, so I'll have to make some sort of brackets to go from the frame up to probably, I'm thinking up here on this fender rail to support the fenders, and then probably something up into here, kind of behind the inner fender that goes in here. I'll have to figure something out for support, but now that I'm looking at this, I'm thinking I might actually be able to bring the cab back down a little bit. Obviously these front frame horns need to be cut down so I can get the bumper on here. So I'm thinking I'm going to actually pull this grill back off. I'll notch down the frame probably about 2 inches to about here. I haven't decided if I'm going to come all the way forward or just take a notch out for the time being. And then I'm going to try and just sink the whole body down onto this frame, because I mean then that still gives me like 5 inches to mount a bumper to, which is quite a bit. That gives me lots left there. So I think I'm going to try and modify these frame rails a little bit, get the body to sink down, and then I can hopefully get the cab lower down to where I'm happier with it. I don't love it sitting as high as it is, and I know I have lots of hood clearance. I'm not worried about that. So I think that's the next step. We're going to pull this grill back out. I'm going to try and notch these things down, and we'll see what we can make work with this body fitment. All right, so the frame is now chopped. I took, I think, 2 1/4 off of the top here. Now I just have this 2x4 in here just to hold this front grill up here. The cab is also an inch higher than where I have the mounts set initially. I had it back down where it was, but the grill was sitting directly on the frame and it wasn't coming down fully. And the grill was also hitting the steering box, which you can't see, but it's right behind here. So I couldn't get the grill to push far enough in on the bottom. So I did go back up another inch with the cab. It seems to be sitting actually in a really good spot. I like where it sits. So it's probably gonna end up here. I will likely modify the cab mount frame thing somehow to get the cab up that extra inch. Shouldn't be too difficult, but we'll figure out how to do that a little bit later. But so right now I just have this sitting roughly in place. The grill is bolted to the fenders. And then I have this old radiator in here that it's no good, but it's from a 2014 or a 15 GM half ton. It's no good. I was just had it laying around here, but just so I can have something in here for mock-up. So height-wise, actually this rad isn't terrible. Like it tucks up behind that black piece that was on here. Width-wise, it's good. It's not too bad, but I mean, when you come down to the very bottom, like this thing is tough to tell, but like this thing's as far ahead as I can get it. And then when you bring it up to being vertical, you can see we have like 2 inches down there between the radiator and the balancer. So it's probably about an inch, inch and a quarter I have down there. And then it actually gets even tighter right here where the tensioner is. Tough to see, but yeah, the tensioner actually sticks out a little bit further. Water pump sticks out a little bit further. And then you have the stub off of here for the fan that I no longer am running. So I mean, when you come up to the top, like you've got a full, I don't know, 4 or 5 inches up here that would fit fans. But then to get down here, you can't really. And I mean, you could lift the radiator up probably 1.5 inches or so. And then if you mounted 2 12-inch fans on the top half of this, then you might be able to clear it, but then the bottom half is wide open. And this currently is only a 1 inch-ish thick rad. And the one I want to run is over 2 inches thick. So we're talking, it's probably about the width of this end cap, but then the core is the same width. So I'm kind of stuck. The radiator I think that's gonna be close is actually out of a express van with a Duramax in it, either the 2.8 or the 6.6. They use the same radiator, but comparing to this, like I said, it's about 2 1/4 thick, so we're a lot thicker. It's about 3/4 of an inch shorter actually, and I think probably 1/2 inch wider. So it's very similar dimensions other than the core being, you know, twice as thick. And I mean, if that thing's got the cooling capacity to cool a 6.6 Duramax, I feel like it should be sufficient for this Cummins, assuming I can get a fan setup that's going to work. Now, my other thought with this is, so as you can see, the engine angles this way, the rad wants to go this way because of the shape of the grill. So if you angle this radiator to be equal distance away from the serpentine belt drive, you know, keep it that 2 inches away. I mean, look how much room we've got in here now. Like, as you can see, like my whole hand can fit in there. So I'm kind of thinking you put it like that. I could run dual 15-inch fans in this opening. This opening's about 32, 34 inches, something like that. I could run 2 dual pusher fans. Now I wanted to run an AC condenser in the front here, but if you put the pusher fans on the front, I think you could fit an AC condenser up here just real tight to the radiator. So I don't know, that's kind of where my head's at right now. I didn't want to run pusher fans because I know they're less efficient, but I'm thinking that might be my only real option. Like I can't run mechanical, I can't really run a puller fan. Like I've found slim fans as puller fans, but they're 2 inches thick and I just don't see them being very efficient because your blades are so thin. It's just not going to do the amount of cooling that I want. And then when you look up, there is companies that made an electric fan conversion for the 5.9 Cummins in a Dodge. They produce 5,500 CFM of pulling power on those. Now you can get dual fans that are 3,000 CFM a piece. So I'm wondering if maybe if you went with the high output 3,000 CFM fans, you put 2 of them on here at 6,000 CFM pushing, I mean, you've got to be close to that 5,500 pulling capacity that the fan conversions have. So I don't know, that's where I'm at. If you got any ideas, drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear them. That's really the only radiator that I think will fit, is that express van one. I will have to run an external pressurized surge tank with it. And it also has a quick connect lower rad hose that I'll have to figure something out for. But size wise, it's really the closest one I can find that is also readily available. So that's kind of where I'm at. We're kind of stuck right now. Got to do a little bit of brainstorming and maybe even order a radiator and some fans to try and test fit some stuff in here so we can maybe try and build a rad support. But that's where we're at for now. If you're still watching the video, thank you for sticking through. I know it was a lot of talking, just kind of trying to figure out what I can really run up here. It's very, very limited on space, so a lot of brainstorming and creativity's got to happen up here. But like I said, if you have any suggestions for what I can run for a fan setup, or if you have a pusher fan setup and think it'll work on a setup like this, let me know. I'd love to know real world examples of pusher fan setups, because I haven't really heard a whole lot. I know pullers are more efficient. I just want to make sure that a pusher setup is going to be able to cool this big engine. So like I said, any suggestions, leave them in the comment. Like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. It'll be a few weeks till we have another update on this. We're going to a show next weekend, so you'll see that next on the channel. But yeah, if you want to see early updates on this thing, be sure to subscribe to the Instagram and the TikTok. We got early updates on there. And with all that being said, we'll see you guys in the next one.